Okay, so welcome all of you here. Deyasagar, first of all, congratulations to you for your selection finally in PhD program in USA in Cleveland University.
Thank
Okay, and with me,
thank you, sir.
we have mentors also here. That is Ankit sir and Rahul sir. So who have mentored you for your success. And now I initiate this entire interaction, and this interaction will be related to MTech to PhD program in top universities and what are the requirements, what are the criterias. So your own journey, your own experience will further help many students who will be listening to you, Deyasagar. So now I come to you first, Dayasagar, and I want you to give us your very brief introduction. Which part of India you are from, and when did you graduate? From which college you graduated? In which stream? With what CGPA? When did you do your masters, and which college? And again, what specialization and what CGPA? And then how many universities did you apply? And finally, you got selected in which university? This very brief introduction, and then we go forward.
Okay, sir. Sir, my name is D. Dayasagar. I have done diploma in mechanical engineering in 2015. After that, I did my BTech mechanical engineering in 2015 from Sarojini Institute of Technology. It's affiliated to JNTU Kakinada. And recently, I got my MTech degree from DJR College of Engineering and Technology, Vijayawada, and with percentage of 72, sir.
Okay.
So
And Desagar, what was the specialization in your masters?
sir, thermal engineering was my specialization.
Okay, and then you applied. How many places you applied in? You only applied in US or other countries also?
No, sir, I just applied for US universities, and as of now, I was applied 6 universities, sir.
Six
So,
universities.
yeah, sir, I got confirmation letter recently from Cleveland State University. I hope remaining universities also I will get confirmation letter. Basically, it will take for PhD admission, it will take more time for under review, sir. So that's the
Okay.
reason.
Okay. So Desagar, before I provide further to Rahul sir for further interaction with you, I just want to ask you about your GRE and TOEFL scores if you have written.
Okay, sir. My GRE score was 325 out of 340, sir.
Mhm.
So my TOEFL score was 97 out of 120.
So can you even tell me about verbal and quant? I think they are the sections in GRE.
Yeah, sir. My verbal score is 155, sir.
Okay.
So my quant score is 166.
Okay, okay. So thanks a lot there, Sagar, for this brief introduction of yours. And now over to Rahul sir. Rahul sir, tell me one thing. It is a perception among students that unless until you do your masters and from top universities, IITs, NITs or something, it is very less chance to get admission abroad, and you should have lot many research papers and all. How true is that? And for ordinary student who is pursuing his masters from India, from ordinary college, a college may be ordinary, student may be ordinary, but his efforts may be extraordinary. So, what is your view on that, Rahul? And what is your view on the journey of Deyasagar?
Yeah, so first of all, answer to your first question. So Dayasagar is very big example. Those who think only IITs can go to US or NITs can go to US. Dayasagar, I believe like you are not from IIT or NIT. You are from a state university, right?
Yeah, sir.
So this is the one thing which I want to mention. Many students have perception only IITs can go. This is not true. So there
Yeah,
is one difference between admissions of PhD in India and abroad. In
Mhm.
India, what happened? Like there is some written test, you have to crack that. Then there is one personal interview, so you have to crack that. Unless this thing in abroad, what happened? You should have some background in research for your masters, or if you're doing job, you should have some research background in that. So on the basis of that, you can apply in abroad. Okay,
Mhm.
so this is a basic requirement. They are not going to test your technical knowledge. Sometimes there is no interview before your
right.
selection. Only thing is you should have some good CV. You should have good SOP. Then you have to apply. So in application also there are two procedure. I'll explain that further while interacting with Dayasagar. So yeah, and second question, like Dayasagar, I observed him very closely. So from very first day he was putting lot of effort the only thing which is required is the zeal to go there. I feel that zeal in Jaya Sagar. So on time, like uh, you have to plan your GRE way ahead. If you are planning for spring, you have to plan your GRE way ahead. First of all, this exam, GRE and TOEFL. Then what is very, very crucial is finding the universities, finding the professors in that university. Then you have to shortlist, like in which university I have to apply. So you have to take that decision very wisely. So some students, they talk to professors, then apply to the university. But I think Dayasagar choose another way. So Dayasagar, can you explain like how you shortlist the university and how you like decided I have to apply in these particular universities?
Sir, I just gone through websites, and many websites are there. So to shortlist many universities regarding our profile is mechanical, but especially thermal is like a very means very limited seats is there, sir. So everywhere many universities there, but there is a production is there, and another like a design is there, but thermal was very getting low seats, sir. So that time I just make my search easily. So that time I just find only few universities. So through that universities I was applied through university. So that time I got like that.
So here I want to explain one things to all the listeners. So in US there are two things when you are applying to a university. There is a graduate committee of 6-7 professors. What they do is you directly apply to that university. So they will open your SOP and CV in one room, and all the 6-7 professors, they go through your CV. They check your previous background, like did you do job, what is your CGPA, and they read your SOP as well. Some students think like SOP is not that much important, but I'll say like they'll read your SOP. So on the basis of all like whatever candidates who are applying, so they shortlist the applications. Then what happened in SOP, you mentioned 2-3 professors name, so they will forward your application package to that professor and department. So this is a two-step thing. One is graduate committee will select you, second thing is professor will shortlist you. So scholarship wise, there are two things. If your profile is good, then what happened, when graduate committee selected you, they tell department like this student is very, very good, give him scholarship. So scholarship will come through department in that case for first year. Then in this case what happened, it is like IIT. First year you go do your coursework, and then after going there you have to select your supervisor in second semester. There is another way. If your profile is not you are not getting scholarship from the department, in this case you have to contact to professor and you have to tell him like, I have this research background, I want to work in your lab. In that case professor is giving you the scholarship. So there are two ways, so you have to explore both the ways if you want admission in US.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, now I think I come to Ankit sir, and Ankit, I want you to pull forward and tell us with the discussion with Dayasagar also. You have to tell us about the finance part. You know, from India, students think that a lot of money is required to go abroad, and India, we all have lack of money. We don't have money. You know that resources are limited. We can't spend that. So Ankit, I will ask you that how difficult it is if a student does not have money and he's in a very ordinary college, how difficult it is for him to think of pursuing doctorate or something from abroad. And maybe then you can interact with Dayasagar and ask and provide us those details. Please unmute yourself, Ankit.
So first of all, again, congratulations, Dayasagar. I must say, your journey is really exceptional with, such 72% marks, and basically, you're from State Engineering College. You got really good admit from such a prestigious university. And yes, sir, coming to your question, basically, I would say, yes, it is quite difficult if you are not having some kind of basically scholarship. Okay, so getting into PhD program is not a big deal, but getting a scholarship is really a big deal. Okay, so if you are getting basically scholarship somewhere they will provide you monthly stipend of around $2,000 to $3,000. Then again, you don't have to pay any fees because your tuition is completely waived off. So again, to build a profile, I would say, you have to basically work on your research. That's really important. It doesn't really matter, which college or university you are from, which basically, if it's an IIT, NIT, or a state level engineering college, nothing matters, but only your research matters. So I would say, Daya Sagar is an example here. Basically, he never doubted himself for a minute. Okay. So that's how, he got into this such a prestigious university.
Okay, great. Daya Sagar, now
I want to
yeah.
sorry sir, sorry to interrupt. I want to add one point here. So many students have this doubt like how much they have to spend initially.
Yes.
I'll say there is small initial investment. First of all, you have to give exams, GRE, TOEFL. That is 12,000 exam. So you have to spend there. And after that, some universities have application fees. That's why this shortlisting the university are important. So if you are applying to one university, it costs you around 3,000 to 4,000. If generally students apply in 6 universities, okay,
Yes,
but that 6 university you have to select very wisely. So till your admission you have to spend 40,000. Once you
Right.
get your admission, then there is some visa fees after that, your air ticket, that depends, and there is one small service fees which you have to give to US government, that is around 25,000. So overall, before starting your PhD, if I include your air ticket also, which costs you around 60,000, 50-60,000, so you have to spend around 1 to 1.2 lakh overall. But
Right.
whatever stipend you get in first month, you can easily recover back this money. So don't
Right.
worry about initial investment.
Yes, sir.
So there, how much money you have spent so far? If I come directly to you.
Like Rahul sir said, around 1.5 lakhs, sir.
You've already spent, huh?
Yeah. No, sir. As of now, I spent just 50,000, sir, without flight.
So every university, when you are applying in each university, how much money you are spending for each university?
Sir, nearly 6,000, sir, because we have to spend again for sending ETS course like GRE and TOEFL. So for that also we have to spend additional money, sir. So it will take around 6,000 average.
So here one
there, some universities there is no fee for application, sir, graduate application. So we call it a waiver application. So we can apply directly without any fees, sir.
Okay. Yeah, Rahul, you were saying something.
So one more point, like one thing is application fees, it varies from university to university. Due to this COVID and all, many universities, they are not asking for GRE exam. They don't have application fees. Okay. And other thing is, if you are planning very well, then when you are giving GRE score, they will give, when you are giving GRE exam, they'll give you one option to send official GRE score to 4 universities, and that is free of cost. Okay. So if you are planning for 6 universities, 4 universities, during your exam, you can send your official score. There is no charges for that. So if you are planning well, always you have to spend less money.
Right. Okay. But that time I don't have that much things there. So after meeting your PDA, I just grab my opportunity. I have a lot of information from your side. That was be honored, sir. I feel be honored.
Okay, there I want to discuss one very important thing with you, and that is when you think of doing PhD from India, your MTech CGPA is very important, because right now students are applying in IITs in winter also. So the criteria is CGPA. You need to have 8 CGPA or something in MTech to get admission in PhD. Research papers, even if you have not published a single research paper or something like that, so you can get admission. But when we come to foreign universities, it looks like they give more value to research, which you did in your master's level. Now, my question to you is, you did your master's from a college where research facilities may not be as good as IITs. I won't comment on that. But still, you managed, Rahul was telling me that you managed very good research and You did a good research paper also you have. So my first
Okay.
question to you is, how important do you think is the research for getting admission abroad for PhD? How important it is to impress the professors there? And second is, how could you do such a good research, which you published a paper also with good impact factor? So when did you decide, okay, I will do good research? Because that will give an idea to so many students who are doing their masters, but they are not motivated to do good research, though they are doing masters at all. They
Yes,
are focused only on CGPA for placement, but not research. So please give
right.
your view on that.
Okay. Sir, in my second year MTech, it was completely year pending for research.
Mhm.
So that time I was just decided to, okay, I have to choose one industry. So I have to go there. So I have to work there. So I have decided, sir. So
Mhm.
like that. So my research title was improving thermal power plant efficiency.
Okay.
Research was conducted at AP Genco, sir. It was a government agency. So government industry, one of the PSU also, AP
Okay.
Genco.
Okay. Mhm.
So that time I was everyone many students not giving that much interest or that much important to research, sir. But
Mhm.
when we are connected to research, that was good thing because we can explore our ideas, we can explore our knowledge and everything. So that time easily recruiter also easily can concentrate on our profile, sir. Basically, that was my. I'm thinking that type of way, sir. So I really I don't have a US plan in my mind that time. So after that, after COVID, I late. So my regular degree was 2020, but due to COVID, it will take some time. So that time I just thinking about that. Okay, we have to continue our research, our passion. So that will again it will help to become good successful somewhere. So I just taking my stand on that, sir. So
Mhm.
so particularly that research will very helpful to me for a career and or a US university or any other. For
Yes. Mhm.
particularly, I just clear from my side. If you are concentrate or if you are taking seriously your research, so
Mhm.
that will be that will can take you more career wise or USA and everywhere, sir. So that is my theory.
Okay. There, if I put certain things, can you prioritize on the basis of the importance for selection? Number one, I'll give you a couple of things. You please prioritize what is the most important. Number one is
Okay.
research which you do. Number two, software skills which you learn. Like you must have
Yeah.
done some kind of software tools, for engineering,
Right.
like
Yeah, sir. Right.
MATLAB, I don't know, Python or something. So
Yeah.
third is your CGPA. Fourth is the college from which you do your masters. And
Okay.
next is the GRE score. Next SOPs and cover letter, and
Okay.
then is the number of universities you apply. If I put all these parameters, can you tell me which
Okay.
one is more important and then followed by other and all?
Sir, more important, first one is SOP, sir, statement of purpose.
Okay.
So next is research statement, means okay, personal statement, sir. So
Okay.
letter of recommendations here, main role, it will play main role, sir.
Mhm.
So that three things will be, it would be help to get admission from good university, sir.
Okay.
So in that three preparing of LOR and SOP and personal statement, I took help from Rahul sir and especially Ankit sir and Yourpedia. I just owed myself to them, means Yourpedia will help me to get a good university, sir. So uh, when I'm discussing with you, I'm getting excited because I know that value of SOP and personal statement and LOR. So professors also they don't have that much time to prepare total LOR. So that draft also we have to send to professor and taking letters from them. So that time I just feel very secured, means I get many lot of help by your PDS. So I just main parameters is LOR, SOP, and a personal statement, sir. Whenever come to colleges, it's colleges means that it doesn't matter when you have good CGPA, when you have good research profile, and when you have good SOP and research statement or personal statement, etc., etc. Those things will help you to get a good university, prestigious universities. That's like even GRE and TOEFL also important, sir. When you are a MS admission student, so you just okay 310 plus GRE score is enough. Like even TOEFL also okay 80 above score is enough, sir. When you are pursuing PhD, means when you are planning to do PhD in abroad university, so you should maintain at least 320 above score, and TOEFL means you should maintain 100, sir. Actually, my score was 97. If I maintain above 100, maybe many universities like Stanford and MIT, so that type of universities will come, sir. I just according to my financial, I'm not able to give again test. So okay, sir. As of now, I just satisfied with my score, and I got good university even.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So, Rahul, now I come to you and with a very important question from my side. Actually, that is my favorite question. Can we flood MIT, Stanford, Harvard with Indians in future?
Yes, obviously. So these schools, like there are two types of universities in US. One is Ivy League, in which this Stanford, Harvard, UCLA, these things will come. Okay, so here admission criteria, I already explained, like there are two ways to get admission. One is through graduate committee, other one is through professor. So in these Ivy League universities, graduate committee is very, very strong. So first they will select you, then only professor's role will come. So in these type of universities, first of all, you should have minimum 320 GRE score. You should have research background. You should also email the professor. These things are required, and if your CGPA is good, so in these type of university, everything should be good. Like CGPA, your internship experience, if you have, should do some voluntary work. Then there's your GRE score should be good. So everything should be good. You can get into these universities. Other way is like if your master supervisor has some contact in these universities, that will be very good. Third thing, generally students attend conferences during their masters and all. There many professors came from these universities. Try and go and interact with them. If you are in contact with some professor, this will give you an edge. Fourth thing, you can do some online courses from MIT of some professor before approaching him. Then you will get an edge. So you have to think like that. One thing is your overall profile is very good. Other thing is if you are able to manage some make some contact with the professor in these universities, you can get into these universities. This is very important. And one more, sorry, I'm talking a lot, but one more point I want to mention here. So Dayasagar told SOP is important, okay, and GRE score is important. I have some different opinion regarding that. I'll say it is your overall profile. I mean, if you are lacking in something, for example, my CGPA is not good, then I should have good GRE score.
Okay.
For example, my GRE score is good, I don't have good CGPA, that will compensate. And other thing is in PhD funding, like who is giving you funding? Department is giving you funding or professor is giving you funding? So I'll tell my story. I get chance to talk to a professor from Purdue University. I'll not take his name, but he told me like how he select the students. So he told me whosoever send him email personally, he will give preference to that students. Then he'll say like what he'll do, he get daily he'll get 80 to 100 emails from different universities. So he just check, he didn't read the email, but he checked his CV, student CV. If CV is matching with his research group, he archive that mail in different folder. Whenever he get any project funding or any project opening under him, he open that folder and he checked like it is like first come first serve. Whosoever approached him firstly, he'll check his CV. If his CV is matching, he will schedule a Zoom meeting with him. If he's impressed, he'll give you that admission. So many professors are doing like that. First thing, like you have to send email. You have to send email early. If you are if you want to apply in December 15, I'll say start sending email from August and September to professors. So if your profile is not good, and he's not looking for any research publication at all, he just checked whatever you did in your masters, if you're using same type of software, same type of tools, so he'll say, okay, you can be a best fit for my lab. He didn't check like whether you have any publication and all. So we have to think like that. Publications are important, but not that much. Publications are important if you're going through graduate committee. If graduate committee have to evaluate your profile, but when professor is evaluating your profile, he'll check what software you used, what type of work you are to lab. So always approach professors also, because they can also give you funding. If department is not giving you, your profile is not that much good, then professor will give you the funding, and he will not demand any GRE, TOEFL. He's not interested in that, only in your research background. So this thing you have to keep in mind.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, now before I ask Rahul and Ankit to then talk anything which I have missed, I have last one question to ask both of you, Rahul. He has applied, Dayasagar has applied in 6 universities. So what is your take? How many he will get selected as a mentor?
I'll say like Dayasagar profile is good. So I believe like he'll get from 4 universities at least.
Good.
So yeah, if you're applying very carefully, you'll always get 4 admit letters.
Great. Ankit, your take?
I would say 5.
Okay, great. So we will again meet with Dayasagar and we will cherish and we'll celebrate his selections. So anything which I missed, Rahul and Ankit, anything which I missed, you want to talk about that?
I think we covered a lot. Only thing is like in this process, students generally lose the motivation because this is a long process. It will take 4 or 5 months. Just send emails, and if you are not getting replies, try to build up your profile through online courses, GRE exam, and at least apply in 4 universities. Even if you are not getting replies from any professor, and Dayasagar is very big example. He just applied to university and he got admit letters.
I believe there are 2 problems. One is students do not believe that they will get selected because we have less role models.
Right.
We don't have many role models like Dayasagar, even if they are getting selected, but people don't get to meet or see these examples. So maybe we will record these kind of more sessions and put it for students so that they get to know about that. There are no last talk should be from your side. What is the last message you want to give to students?
Sir, actually, I can say believe yourself and practice more time, and don't give up, sir, because like you should follow right platform. When you are following right platform, so that time things will you don't feel difficult. It will be easy for you. So when you are not realizing that, so that time only you can it will difficult, sir. So I just suggest to all students, don't think about financial or etc. If you have talent, definitely sir, lot of banks is there. Everyone can give ready to give you loans and etc. Even government also a lot of schemes is there. So just leave financial things. You just concentrated on your to build your profile good. So that time opportunities will definitely it will come, sir. That's it, the simple thing.
Yeah, so it is a return on investment, not investment, which is important. So you will get the return on investment. As Rahul said that within 1 month, 2 months itself, your entire money will come back if you get scholarship.
Definitely, sir, right.
Yeah, so Dayasagar, now let me again congratulate you on behalf of entire Europedia team and thank you for giving your precious time. Thank you,
Thank you,
Rahul.
sir.
Thank you, Ankit.
It was my pleasure, sir. Thank you.
We'll again meet.
So much.
We'll again meet when your progress
Definitely,
is
sir.
through.
Definitely, sir. Definitely, sir.
Okay. Thank you, all of you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much to all of you.
Thank
Sir.
you, sir.
Thank you.